that is coming our way.
Well, you can just say you love him. You don't have to say it in spite of all.
It is
Just
very
to make
nice
him
of you
feel
to say that you love me, but behind my back, when you talk about my wife to other people, Dad,
What?
you are not going to walk over to
Hey,
my
guys,
wife.
guys,
You
look.
understand?
Okay. No problem.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 20th. Happy 420 to those of you that partake. And to those of you that don't, it's just another day. But it's a national holiday or a world holiday for those of you that love the greens. So let's talk about people that don't love the greens. People that are the fundamentalists. Well, these are reforms. These ones are recovering fundamentalists, we should call them. The Plath family. We have not talked about the Plaths in a hot minute, and I wanted to check in and tell you about some things that are going on social media. We've got an update on Mariah and one on Olivia and Ethan that you will have to wait all the way to the end to see. But before we get into the stuff and the tough stuff that are going on with Olivia and Ethan, let's check in with Mariah. So in this last season, we saw Mariah sort of spread her wings, and she was dealing with, becoming an adult. She had been kicked out of her house with her parents, and she was dating this guy named Max.
I mean, there's always a piece of me that's hoping that we'll get back together, but if I let the hope inside my head, it'll consume me.
And then she and Max for a period of time broke up because Max was talking about how they lacked communication skills. They were having trouble with communicating. And Mariah and her brother Micah actually confronted their parents about the lack of education that they had received. And Mariah had basically admitted that she was so far behind that in order for her to even get her high school diploma, she would have to really study to catch up on a lot of the things that she's not ready to pass in a GED.
Parent, your number one priority is to see your kids succeed you, and you do your best to help them get further than you did in life. And
That wasn't the case growing up.
And they wanted to really understand, why did you do this to us? They didn't really get a whole lot of answers, but despite all of that, Mariah and Micah are both thriving. So Micah has been doing the modeling thing, and he is continuing to share his photos. He's kind of been all over the place doing some traveling. There's been some links with potentially having some girls. Not sure if that's any of it's holding weight. Looks more like he's just having some fun. Now, Mariah, she is going strong with Max, and recently they celebrated their 11th-month anniversary. Remember when you actually had a relationship and you marked it by weeks and months or even days? Oh, the days, young love days when you marked your relationship by weeks, months, days, hours. So she is in 11 months of bliss with Max. So on her most recent post to Max, which was 6 days ago, she said, 11 months down with the most amazing man. I love you. And not only that, she recently reconnected with her sister-in-law, Olivia, which is interesting because Ethan was not in these photos. Ethan has actually gone a little bit MIA on social media, and I'm not totally sure why. The last time he actually posted anything was in January. But she shared a post on her Instagram. It was on April 10th, so about 10 days ago, where she saw Olivia, and she said, "Family, I feel so loved and I love you all." And then she tagged Olivia and Max. And then Olivia said, "I love you, sis. Oh, and I guess Maximus too." And she said, "Ah, yeah, we love you, Maximus." And then, "Nice location, babe." And they took a picture in a park. Location is everything. So I guess we're driving. And she also shared a photo with her younger sisters. She doesn't get to see her sisters as frequently, but she seems to be doing a lot and just sharing in general a lot of photos with her boyfriend. And on March 29th, this is what she had to say about Max. My ride or die baby, my cool, my crazy, falling deeper in love with you every single day. I'm the luckiest girl to have you as my best friend and lover. All the long conversations and times that you've spent with me, and yet you're still not tired of me, and that says a lot about the amazing man you are. I love you, baby. My lover. Do you think they've defrauded? Ooh, my lover. Wow, that's some hot stuff. Mariah, I think she is 18 years old now, and I believe Max is like 21 or 22. Some people were kind of questionable about the fact that he was interested in her when she was still a minor. And she's now legal, so there's that. And it sounds like they have a good relationship and that he really likes her. Now, I hope we'll have to see about what kind of rules they're breaking, but they do a lot of traveling together, and there's lots of photos with them kissing. So they're definitely not going to be, sharing their first kiss at their wedding if they happen to get married. And they're still very young, so I don't expect a marriage proposal between these two anytime soon. All right, moving on to Ethan and Olivia. So Ethan and Olivia have been going through some stuff. If you remember in last season, they talked about how they were dealing with some struggles, and they were going to she opened up in the fall, in November, to People magazine about how she was going to therapy. She talked about a lot of the online hate and the bullying that she had been receiving as a product of being on the show. She talked about her own mental health and feeling like there were times at the end of the first season where she wanted to end her life, and that she was working through all of that she and Ethan were both working through all of the experiences that they went through as children, growing up in the fundamentalist world, trying to deconstruct everything as they work forward to becoming better people and unraveling some of the lies that had been taught to them, recovering from their childhood events that were really hard on them, right? Ethan has been open in the past about the fact that his parents were not the kindest. There was, his mom not being the most warm, not giving lots of hugs and kisses. There has been a lot of questions about whether or not there was physical altercations between the kids and the parents. Now, he and his dad almost got into it at the end of the season when he basically cut his family off from him and said, "You're not going to have a relationship with me if you continue to treat Olivia like this." And he was very clear about that. Olivia revealed in an article and just on the show that they had gone through some points in time where they really did think about divorcing, and they were going through therapy to try to work through some of that. And I spoke to her in the fall, and she told me last fall that they were in marital therapy. She was doing independent therapy and marriage therapy. And that was kind of where it was at, and they were hopeful to work things out. They were traveling. The last photo I see of them together on Ethan's was in January. They went to Minnesota, and I think they were with Ethan's grandparents for the holidays, and Micah was there with them. And after that, Ethan hasn't posted anything on his Instagram, and so people were concerned that something was going on with Ethan and Olivia. And then Olivia responded on her Instagram stories, and she said that someone asked a question is everything okay with you and Ethan? So the question was, everything okay with you and Ethan? Miss seeing the cute pics together, because she actually hasn't posted a photo of her and Ethan together in quite some time. And she said, "We are working through a lot right now, but hopefully it will make us wiser and stronger in the end." So they're working through some things. I'm assuming maybe the same things they have been working on. One of the things that she talked about on the show was that he isn't emotionally mature, or perhaps doesn't have the emotional capacity to deal with a lot of the issues within their marriage, that sometimes she feels very alone and shut out because of his emotional stuntedness because of his parents. And someone said another thing and said, "Seeing you thriving is so beautiful to watch, rooting for you always." And she said, "That's so kind of you. Thank you. I have a lot on my plate right now, and sometimes it's emotionally overwhelming. But even if everything in life isn't ideal, I'm the most content I've ever been as I learn to accept and make the best of hard situations." So she's going through some hard situations, which I don't know if that's with her and Ethan. She said they're working through some things. He's not posting on Instagram, and now she's talking about how she's emotionally overwhelmed and not everything in life is ideal. So I'm not sure if they're separated. I'm not sure if there's some issues going on in their marriage beyond what they've already talked about publicly. So even back in February, she was sort of hinting at trouble in paradise. And I'm not sure if that means that there's something more than what we're seeing. She hasn't posted anything on her Instagram of them since then. He hasn't posted anything on Instagram since, I believe, January 1st. So no matter what's going on between Ethan and Olivia, these two have come from a very hard background. They've both got to unpack a lot of trauma in their lives. We will just continue to hope for the best for them. Olivia seemingly has a very good heart, and she seems very motivated with her career, and I really do hope the best for them. You know, we always want to see people work it out, and if it doesn't work out, you know, they have so much stacked against them that I would be, to me, in a way, I would be almost surprised if it did work out. The one thing that I think they have in their favor is that they are both committed to their marriage, or they were at one point this fall. They didn't want to go through a divorce. Now, I don't know where they're at today, but if you're a fan of them, just keep them in your thoughts, and we'll have to check in and see. I reached out for Olivia on a comment on that, and she did not respond to my attempts to reach her. So that's all I have for now. Season 3, not sure if it's coming back, but tell me what your thoughts are on about all of this. Are you thinking there's something going on with them, or is it just more of the same? And what do you think about Mariah and Max? Will they or won't they? And what does lovers mean? Are they or aren't they? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.